Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to everyone. So what we're doing is just our normal messages and Reiki. What we're going to do is messages for each one of the zodiac signs first. Then we'll do, one of these days, I'm going to remember that I want to mute this. Ay, 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 ay. So sorry, guys. For those of you who have not seen me with that problem before, I have to see the chat, I have to watch the video on YouTube in another window than what I'm broadcasting. And it seems like I have a hard time remembering to mute that before we get started. So anyway, good morning, everybody. We are going to do messages for each of the zodiac signs right now. Then we'll do 5 minutes of Reiki. After that, whatever questions you guys have for me, I'll be happy to take a look at, as long as they're not super complicated, something that'll be pretty easy to handle here in the chat. Okay, so let's just start with Aries. We are doing messages for tomorrow. So since today is Saturday, October the 28th, we're looking at Sunday, October the 29th for the messages coming in for each sign. We're going to start with Aries. Aries on Sunday. What am I feeling for you? I'm feeling a peaceful, calm day, and I'm getting this vision of almost like a mountainside, but it's got tiny little red flowers in it. So whenever we see this peaceful, calm day in this image, I'm trying to really kind of sort out. It's almost like they're little tiny red poppies. So to me, this tells me that you may be remembering somebody who has crossed over on Sunday. You may be having fond memories. I think that this is just a small part of the day because the flowers are showing up as really tiny as I see this vision, and they're on a mountain. So I don't think this is going to be the dominant part of your day, but I do think that those memories about somebody from your past who has already crossed over are going to be an important part of your day on Sunday, Aries. Vanita, hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you in the room, honey. Little ODD, hey, hey, thank you for coming by and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Next, we're going to do messages for a Taurus for Sunday. What do we have coming in here? I'm hearing flat-headed, which is interesting because that's not exactly the same as bull-headed. I think you're dealing with somebody who is flat-headed. I'm trying to figure out, what does that mean? Give me a second here. Somebody apparently calls somebody in their life flat-headed. That's why I'm being given that word. I know that. Okay, so this just means that you're dealing with somebody who doesn't like to think outside the box, doesn't like to do things that are off the cuff, just spur of the moment type things. So I think, Taurus, you're going to be tempted, and you know, you're pretty grounded and you like to have plans normally, but I think you're going to be wanting to do something that's off the cuff or a little bit, you know, different than usual for you. But you're going to be dealing with somebody who is not willing to just jump up and just do something the way that you want to. That may cause a little bit of a quandary there as you try to talk that person into what you want to do. Let's look at Gemini. These are my little cue cards, so I remember what sign I need to look at next, if you're wondering. See me floating these around. So let's see. Let's look at Gemini for Sunday the 29th. Gemini, Gemini. Gemini. So I'm hearing a phrase coming in, and I'm hearing Gemini 3 times high. For some of you, this literally means what it is, that you're going to be getting high. But there are different ways to get high. It's not always about illegal drugs or anything like that. Sometimes we get high on God. I used to go to a Pentecostal church where we got high on God all the time. You can also be high on life. But 3 times high, for those of you that this is not talking about drugs and alcohol, and for most of my audience, I just really seriously doubt if it is, because the people who watch me, most of you, from what I've seen from talking to you, that's just not really your lifestyle generally. I do feel like for those of you who are watching, this is more about, you've got 3 really great things happening for you on Sunday that you're very excited and on cloud 9 about. So that's the 3 times high. Up on cloud 9 3 times is more like I would expect from the audience that I have. Not to be judgmental or anything, but just that's the audience. I mean, I don't have a lot of people who really have addiction issues, or at least I haven't had anybody contact me like that normally. Maybe one person since 2013. Ms. Ann, I'm glad you made it into the room, dear. I'm just doing a little bit of predictions, and then we'll do 5 minutes of Reiki, and then after that is question time. That's the schedule here. Okay, so that was Gemini. Let's do some predictions for Cancer for tomorrow. Cancer, it comes to me that you are working on some kind of foundation for tomorrow. So I feel like this has to do with relationship. For some of you, you're working on building a foundation with somebody in relationship. And for others of you, I feel like this is working on improving the foundations of the relationship. So really working on the basics of some relationship that's in your life, whether it's a romantic relationship, family relationship, whatever. Working on relationship and just really getting a nice strong foundation under you there. Marcy Bonds, good morning, welcome. I guess where you are, it's probably not morning anymore, but welcome, glad you're here. Leos, we haven't got to Libra yet, Marcy, so we will soon. Leos, what do we have coming up for you guys? That's interesting. I think on Sunday, you guys are going to be having interactions, some of you with Aries and some of you with Aquarius, that are going to be significant interactions for you. I don't feel like these are so much romantic. What I'm feeling like is these are connections. So when we have connections, then this means that these people that we're interacting with, that they are leading us to something that is good for us or something that we need. So a good example of that might be, well, I'll just pick something from my own life. My car was in a really super bad hailstorm earlier this year, and I lost a windshield in the front and a windshield in the back, and the mirror on the driver's side was just kind of shattered. It's still hanging in there. But my mechanics told me, well, we really can't place the mirror because the mirror is ridiculously expensive unless you can get somebody to go to, a scrapyard and get a mirror, and then we can put on a mirror like that. Otherwise, you're looking at like $500 just for the part. So since I didn't want to pay $500 just for the part, my mirror's been sitting there. So recently I met a neighbor who actually likes to go to the scrapyard. Like, that's kind of his thing. He enjoys it. And he volunteered to go to the scrapyard and find a mirror for me. So that's a connection. That neighbor is a connection now for me. So this is what I'm talking about for you, Leos, that there's going to be some kind of connection, somebody who can help you with something or get you pointed in the right direction or put you in touch with somebody that you have been needing to be in touch with. There's some kind of connection coming in through an Aquarius or through an Aries for you on Sunday, Leos. No, that hailstorm was not good. Luckily, everything has been fixed except for the mirror. Virgos, let's see what your message is for tomorrow. Let's see. What do we have coming up for Virgos? Virgos, I've got a couple of things coming in for you. First of all, I feel like you're going to be feeling happy, like you're on top of the world. And I also feel like that you're going to be traveling tomorrow and traveling with other people, not traveling by yourself. So this looks like some kind of recreational travel that is going on. And like, some kind of recreational travel, and like whatever it is that you're doing, I think that it just makes you happy. You're enjoying it and you're feeling like it's an accomplishment that you're able to do it, Virgos. I know you're better. Ms. Nurse Brenda has been keeping me posted on you, and I am very happy that you are. I hear you're getting ready to go to work Monday, Miss Ann. All you needed was the back cover, and it was $200 to replace your mirror. It's crazy, isn't it? I think it's crazy. All right, so let me look at Libra. Libra, you guys are so consistent. Like every single day, whenever I tune in for you guys, I hear things like fair-headed, evening things out, making things equal. I always, always, always get the same gist of the message for you guys. Let me go a little deeper though, because I don't want to just leave you with that. I want something that's really more deep. I'm hearing that you're having interactions on Sunday too. I don't feel like they're connections type interactions, though. These are more interactions with people who are important to you, significant others, spouses, could be romantic love interest or good friends. I do feel like there are some important discussions that are happening that really need to happen. You guys are sort of putting cards on the table that haven't been really held up on the table before, so that you know what's the real deal going on between the two of you and how you guys are feeling about each other, whether that's that love interest, significant other, or um, a close friend. Also, for some of you who are, bonded for a long time, married, whatever, living in the same house, and that long-term commitment. For some of you, this isn't, about how you're feeling about each other, but about something that is in your lives that you guys need to make some decisions about. And so you guys are just really um, putting it all out there and thinking things through together and looking at each other's perspective on how to move forward the best, um, so that you can be um, doing the best thing for yourself, but also being aware of what's the best for the other person that you're with as well, or the other person that you're considering as well. Okay, so let's see. Taxon, you say, little ODD, that's about right. Yes, you guys are totally consistent. Okay, so let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio for Sunday. Yesterday Scorpios were taking a break or shutting it down. Look what time I got on today. It was like 11 o'clock before I showed up here. All right, let's see what's coming in Scorpios for Sunday. I have a feeling that we are going to be cleaning up some kind of mess on Sunday. So there could be a literal mess that we're cleaning up, or this could be something that maybe somebody else has kind of created through words or through actions. Maybe we created it. I think that's going to kind of depend on each Scorpio. It's going to be a little bit different, but there is going to be some kind of mess being cleaned up. Some of us are going to be eating a little crow, apologizing for some words we said. But definitely cleaning up some kind of mess. For some of us, it will be a physical, tangible mess, and for others of us, it'll be more of an emotional mess. And I think, too, for some of us, we're going to be called upon to be cleaning up a mess between two people who just went at each other and trying to get those two people to come to some kind of way of having peace between each other. So we may be cleaning up a mess like that as well, just depending which Scorpio we are. It's okay, Ann. I knew that you needed to leave. It's all right. You're cleaning the office. Getting it all ready for Monday, huh? Sagittarius. What do I see coming up for you on Sunday? Oh, Sagittarius, you must have a fantastic day because what I'm hearing when I look at you is happiness, happiness, happiness. Whatever you're doing, I think that it's something that you really enjoy doing. I do feel like there are other people involved, and so this is, you're involved with some kind of group activity that you are very happy to be involved with on Sunday. Feels like for a lot of you, this group activity is going to have something to do with the outdoors, or it will be outdoors. Very cool. Very cool. Let's move on to Capricorn. Capricorn, Capricorn. Capricorn, I'm really seeing a lot of earth whenever I look into your sign. I am seeing people laying down on the ground in tall grass, almost like making snow angels, but instead like just mashing down the grass and making angels that way, which seems like a very strange thing for me to see. Some visions are. I'm also seeing like footprints being made on the ground, Capricorn. So I think that you guys are in territory that you have not been in before, and you're feeling your way around through this because you're making the footprints. It's not like you're stepping in someone else's footprints. And I think that you are looking for ways to make your mark on the world. I think that's what that has to do with the making that grass angels is you're looking for ways to leave a legacy that's actually going to matter, whether that's a financial legacy, whether that's a legacy of helping people heal, whatever you're called to as a legacy. I think Capricorn, you're going to be really focused on that legacy, and you're really going to be focused on doing your own thing and making your own path. I don't think that you're going to be looking at somebody else and saying, wow, I am so impressed with what they did. Let me do that. That's kind of the opposite of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you guys creating your own path, and that path that you're working on has to do with leaving the type of legacy that you want to leave so that the world knows that you were here even after you cross over. Now, let's see. You're doing lesson plans? Don't be scared, Anne. You're in a safe place. Everything's fine, honey. For those of you who have not met Anne before, she does have a little bit of PTSD, so noises really scare her. So when she types boom, boom in the chat, that just means that she's scared. She's heard something loud. But everything's okay, Miss Anne. You're in a good, safe place. Let's see. Next thing that we're looking at is predictions for Aquarius on Sunday. What do we have for Sunday, Aquarius? I'm seeing floating, floating, floating. I'm actually seeing somebody floating like on an inner tube on water, or one of those air mattress things on water. Let me tell you what that means here in a second. I don't know who it was. I got the idea of like skating yesterday, whether it was you, Aquarius, or somebody else, but the impression is coming through that you are just floating. You're floating, you're enjoying, you're relaxing. You're not working hard on making anything come to you. You are just really taking it easy, relaxing, and enjoying life on Sunday, Aquarius. Now, Pisces, 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 what do we have coming in for you? Pisces, I feel like your Sunday is going to be very, very busy. Very busy. I just see you, Pisces, a lot of times I see you as a fish whenever I'm looking, and I just see this fish like going all over the place. So I do see you as being very busy Sunday. I don't feel like it's bad busy. I don't feel like it's putting out fires type of busy. I feel like you just have a lot to do on your plate. A lot of it feels very social and active. There are going to be some chores, some errands like running to the store, that type of stuff too. But there's definitely a significant amount of your day that's spent enjoying the company of other people in your busyness. Okay, so that gets us through all the signs, which means now it is time for 5 minutes of Reiki, and then after that we'll have about 5 minutes for questions. Yep, department chair, you are doing good, Anne. Okay, so we're going to do Reiki for everybody. What I'm doing with the intention here is I'm setting the intention for whatever is for your highest and best good. If you would like to adjust that intention as it comes out to you, you can adjust it to whatever you would like the Reiki to work on. It's flexible like that. It's cool. And then also what you need to know is even if you're not here, if you watch this recording later, you can still receive the Reiki energy and it can still do you some good. So please don't feel like you just had to be here to receive it. So let me go ahead and get started on Reiki for everybody. Okay, we're doing Reiki right now. Yes, we are. I just started it. So while we do Reiki, I can either be quiet and let the energy flow out to you guys, or if you guys have things that you're experiencing in your body that you want to talk about, feel free to pop it right into the chat and we can talk about that. If you feel sensations in your body, usually that gives us a good indication of where you have some energy shifting because of the Reiki, and I can usually kind of sort of guess what you might expect to see change in your life because of it. Um, yeah, and then after we're done with Reiki, then we'll hit other questions. I'm feeling a lot of the energy go out to somebody to their, well, I've got some going out to like just below the shoulders in the back, and then I've got some energy going into the lower back, and then I've got some energy going into the hips, like somebody's really uncomfortable in their hip joints. So looks like we've got a lot of energy really concentrated in that area of the body today. Those may not be, like all of those may not be going to one person. That may be several different people. Um, but I'm just kind of telling you where I'm feeling the concentrations. You're trying to heal your lungs. Gotcha. That could be something coming up like behind the shoulders. Good morning, Natalie Loeffler. What's going on with your lungs, little ODD? Why are you trying to heal them? Tell me a little bit about that. You're asking a question later? Okay. Also got some energy going into the base chakra, and I've got some energy coming into the second chakra as well. Base chakra and second chakra. Base chakra, and where we also felt energy on the hips, that can be very physical healing on the hips. Base chakra can also be healing for you around ideas about security, money, home, family, those types of things. The sacral chakra has to do with how we experience things. Do things taste good to us? Do they smell good to us? Those types of things. So there may be somebody out there that needs a little bit more energy flow in that. You're pointing your Reiki towards anxiety. That's a good idea, Natalie. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yesterday was your last day. Don't worry about it, honey. You know what? I mean, if you would get some Reiki sessions to help you with that, you would notice some huge differences really fast. And that would make you feel really good about it too. And we could also set the intention to make it easier for you to stay with your commitment to be smoke-free as well. So if you would like to contact me and talk about that, feel free. Once you check out my website, you can see my phone number right there. My website is www.amista.info. The black lines near your heart, honey, that's yesterday when you were at the hospital, honey, they did some surgery on your heart and they put some stitches in. You're probably seeing your stitches. They're going to take those out for you on Tuesday. You're quite welcome, little ODD. No, they won't take them out because of Reiki. They knew when they put them in that they would have to take them out later, honey. They knew that they would have to take them out Tuesday when they put them in. It don't hurt? Oh, it might not hurt because of Reiki. I don't know about that. I don't know how much those would normally hurt. Was it hurting before we started Reiki? No, you don't pull them out. The doctors will pull them out. No, it's not a good idea for you to pull them out. Right, Dr. Aber will, or else another doctor. Yeah, maybe Brenda. Okay, so I think we've done 5 minutes of Reiki. Now we're opening up the floor to any questions anybody might have today. If you haven't been here while I've been live before, these questions are really pretty open. You can ask me about Reiki. You can ask me about expanding your own psychic abilities. You can ask me how I knew I was a psychic or anything like that. If you have personal questions that you would like me to look at for you, as long as they're pretty simple to dig into, I'd be happy to look at those here. If they're going to be something that's more complicated, I probably will suggest that you actually get a reading, but throw it out there, and I'll let you know if I can help you right here or not. This is not Aranum, honey. This is YouTube. So what are you doing right now to explore your psychic abilities, little ODD? Those are all really good. So really the main thing that you can do other than that is just ask questions, ask spirit questions, and see how the answers come in. So like I used to work in an office where I filled out a spreadsheet every day about how much stuff was going to be shipped out of different branches of the company that I worked for. And at that time, one of the things that I did to investigate more of psychic abilities and what I could do with it is I used to take my mouse and I would hover over the different places on the forms where different offices' numbers would be filled in later on during the day. And I would see which block had the most energy in it. And that would actually tell me who was going to send me their numbers first. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can ask questions and play with the energy and just get used to operating with energy and finding answers. I figured you had a fire drill Friday. Did you do well with it? There are ways, I should say, that you can connect with loved ones who have passed on. What you can do is you can do what I call thinking towards them. It's the same as talking to somebody, except you don't really have to do it out loud. But say that your grandma passed on and she really liked, I don't know, little knick-knack salt shakers, and you're at a flea market and you see a salt shaker that you know she would love. You can think to her, hey, grandma, look at this. Wouldn't you have loved to have had this if you were still here? Grandma's going to hear you. Okay. So if you think towards somebody who's passed on, they can hear your thoughts. They know you're thinking of them and they know that you are trying in your own way to communicate with them. And they will try to send back answers to you if you ask questions. And when I say they will try to send back answers, I don't mean that they're going to try. I mean that they will send back answers. The tricky part is that we have to pay attention to how those answers are coming in because they can't just email us anymore. Now they have to be creative about how the answers come in. So it's our job to be alert, pay attention to what we're seeing, what we're hearing. How is that answer coming in? What are we feeling in our body? Are we tasting something? Are we smelling something? But we absolutely can connect with those who have crossed over, and they are willing and usually eager even to have communication with us. Yep, you were working a long day, putting in some overtime. Any more questions? We have time for about one more question before I take off today. I think she's working today, Miss Ann. You're quite welcome, Natalie. It is great. It's lots of fun to play too and see how messages come in. Sometimes spirits will just send numbers on the sides of a truck as you're driving down the road, and you're like, oh, I know what that means. Sometimes they'll play with the lights, lighten or dim the lights. They can play with your computer, with your radio, with your TV, all kinds of ways. Yeah, I've talked to her today, honey. You're quite welcome. Okay, everybody, I've been here 30 minutes, which means it is time for me to get out of here and get on with the rest of my day. Marcy Bonds, what are you saying? I see a HAV before I leave here. Oh, have a good day yourself. Thank you guys all for hanging out with me. I do appreciate having the company, keeping me on my toes. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you on the next one, probably tomorrow.